Well, the Congressional Budget Office has released its findings on preliminary version of Graham Cassidy's health care proposal, saying the number of people with health insurance would be reduced by millions, while the budget deficit would be cut by at least $133 billion through 2026. But it looks like this health care bill is a no-go in the Senate. Susan Collins of Maine, the latest Republican to say that she will not vote for this bill. Joining us now from Washington is Bloomberg's Kevin Whitelaw. So, Kevin, what does this mean now?
This does appear to mean that this version of the bill is dead, and facing the September 30th deadline, this looks like this latest effort is going to go is going to go down as well. All the no's we have, the three no's, are very hard, firm no's with essentially no wiggle room. It's not like there's going to be changes that seem to be possible to bring any of them back on board, particularly with only a handful of days left before the deadline.
Right. I mean, it really is a Hail Mary pass at this point, yeah. Kevin. What can be done before the September 30th deadline, and what happens if we can't get a bill together before then?
Well, I mean, obviously, at some point, the Obamacare structure will continue in place amid all the uncertainties about how that market is going to be treated or stabilized or not down the line. So there were talks about bipartisan stabilization bill that might or might not get revived. But in the meantime, the Republicans have to decide, do they hold a vote or do they just throw in the towel entirely? That vote would fail, and sort of essentially life continues the way it is. But obviously, the Trump administration has signaled a fair amount of uncertainty about what it plans to do about the individual markets in the United States, and Congress has yet to sort of get its act together to figure out what to do. There is a chance that healthcare, Obamacare repeal, could come back as part of the tax debate. There are ways for that to work procedurally, and they're setting themselves up for that. But the tax debate is going to be incredibly complicated, and to add this on top of that might just make it, entirely impossible.
Yeah, Kevin, are we expecting to get any more details or progress on the tax framework this week?
We are expecting details on the tax framework. Obviously, we've had some details trickling through about what we think is going to be discussed, but we're looking at a Wednesday time frame for when this is going to be rolled out. There's going to be a closed-door presentation to the entire House Republican caucus to try to bring them on board, and then after that, in theory, it's going to be rolled out. Having said that, we are expecting these to be pretty bare-bones framework details with some numbers or some ranges, but maybe a lot of blanks still left to be filled in.